guys, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all doing amazing. Today's topic is, how do you know someone in your life is toxic? I get this question asked often. So I'm going to give you a cluster of characteristics of people that are usually toxic. And this is not always the case, but I think it could very well go for most people. But you always have to be the judge of that. First on my list is they are constantly talking about themselves without any understanding that there's a person in front of them who may also have something to share. We obviously all have different phases of our life that we may have more to share than the person next to us or than our best friend, depending on what's going on in our life. But I'm talking about constant basis. So it doesn't really matter what you have going on in your life. There's always trumps what you have going on. And they do not ask. They don't check in to see how you're doing. So that's first on my list. Second one is their speech is always filled with complaints. And they are always complaining about something or someone. Something is always lacking. Someone is always being bad. There's always negative talk about others around them, negative talk about the world around them, about their life. This is my second one. Third one, they're always the victim. They are never accountable for their actions. They're not ever the ones that have done something wrong to someone else. They're always the one that someone else is attacking. They're always the one that someone else has done something wrong to, or somehow something has gone wrong in their life. So they're always the victim. Number 4, the attitude is that the world is against me. Everybody is jealous of me. Everybody wants to come after me. Everybody wants me to fail. Everybody is against me. So it's the world against them, and this really is a storyline that they're constantly selling to themselves, because I really doubt that the world is against anybody. There's always good people, always, always, always. They're constantly talking about envy, jealousy, and they have a lot of pride. So envy, jealousy is always around them, and you can just tell that every decision they make is based on their pride. They never want to go out of their way to make the first call. They never want to call someone to apologize. They're always waiting for other people to call them, apologize to them, come beg them. This is a very bad, I think, in my opinion, characteristic. Number 6 is toxic attitude. This whole cluster of characteristics and these negative thoughts. Everything is bad. The world is bad. Everyone is bad. Everybody's against me. It's really an attitude. I call this the toxic attitude. And if you have someone around you, then you know what I'm talking about. It's very difficult to deal with them, and it's always one thing after the other. The last one on my list is they are lacking the awareness that the reason the world is so bad and that the reason everything is so negative is because of their outlook on life. All of this basically comes down to how they're viewing the world around them. And if they were to work on that view, and if they were to work on how they're seeing things and what their lens is on the world, that everything would kind of just stop, and that they would realize, really, no one's against me. And really, not everybody is jealous of me, and that I have a good life if I choose to see it. The other part of this is that there's a lot of, oh, only if I had this, only if I had that. But the reality is, even if they were to have what they're craving, they wouldn't really be able to enjoy it, because it's an outlook. It's not really the reality. It's all about how they see things. And so if you have people like this in your life, then you know what I'm talking about. And I know what the next question is going to be. All right, so you recognize you have a toxic person in your life. What now? And my response is always, how much is this negativity affecting you? How often do you see this person? And is there a chance that you could keep them at an arm's length and be in a distant friendship with them or relationship with them and not have to cut it off? Or do you think that they're toxic enough where you have to cut them off? Personally, I have experienced both. I did have someone in my life who was extremely toxic, who hasn't been in my life now for maybe 3 to 4 years. But the reason I decided that I really had to distance myself was because there was so much negative talk about everybody else. Even people in this person's family were not off limits. At some point, I remember thinking, if everybody is so bad in her life, then I must be that bad too in front of her eyes. And why am I putting so much of my time in this friendship and cultivating it when I'm sorry, but she doesn't have the ability to see anything good in her life, including her family. That's when I really realized that I gotta distance myself, and I actually had to cut this person out of my life. So if you have someone like that, then maybe you gotta just go for it. But if you think you can be distant and still enjoy them from a distance, that's great too. Hope this helps. Happy Tuesday. I will see you guys next week. Thank you.